Baker is trying hard to put his life and marriage back together, whilst Poncherello investigates a multi-million-dollar heist on Chips later at 8 p.m. But first, it's the Thamesmen. What was that? What did you say?
No, I didn't say anything. I'm not repeating it here. Hello, my name is Alex and I'm in San Francisco. No. I'm in Colorado. I moved, God damn it.
God damn it, so confusing. You're looking very good on. I'm George, I'm in Los Angeles. You look like you've got like colour in your cheeks. You've got
it's hot here.
Is it hot? How hot is it there?
91 at the moment, 91 degrees, but...
And how hard a time did you give me last summer when I didn't have an air conditioning and I was sitting in my room here, sweating my socks off, and you would like, I'm just going to turn on the air conditioning.
I'm moving in 2 weeks, and I'm going to have beautiful aircon again. So don't you worry, I will start that again. And I can tell from your pale complexion, you've just come back from England.
I have the bags under my eyes from jet lag and the pale complexion. I've been a summer holiday in England. Yes,
and that is a true English summer's tan.
It wasn't terrible. We had actually a pretty decent weather. I went to the River Thames. I was a Thamesman of the River Thames. So that was good. It was lovely to see the home country again.
Well, it's not the same without Queenie there, is it?
It's weird though. Like you see stamps with Prince Charles on, King Charles III. And but it's weird. I don't know. Some things were really cool, and I had a good time. See the family, see some old friends. Went for a curry. You were missed. So.
Well, seeing family, they always say, visiting guests is always like having fish. It goes off after 3 days.
It starts to smell, does it?
Absolutely, and just got to get out of there. So, anyway,
okay.
Welcome back. And what are we kicking this? What are we doing? What are we kicking this off with?
Well, we've got a suggestion, a recommendation. So we can't. It's not our fault. From one of our patrons and subscribers, Brian Parser. Yeah,
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Brian.
And he's recommended James Gang Walk Away in 71. And
71.
In true fashion, I know nothing.
I know nothing about this one, so what's the whole point? You would
have thought after all these years we would, it's like, can you imagine if we had a cooking channel and we're like, we have to cook after 2 years.
Bread, what's that? So sometimes we do have tracks that we might have heard in another format or another time. And sometimes we get people to get very upset because you go, how can you have not ever heard of that? Well, you forget how dumb we are. How
people love to overestimate our intelligence, don't they?
I know. I don't know how they ever get that impression, though. We really try not to let them know.
I always say, and they say a track is like, oh my god, why? How come you've never heard this like mainstream track? It's like because I can tell you every single track on the first 7 albums of Hawkwind. That's why.
Misspent youth was that?
Yeah. So I mean, you get me onto Hawkwind and you won't I won't shut up. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's not my fault.
You'll notice we haven't done any like Def Leppard Pyromania because I listened to that. That was the only album I ever listened to the whole time.
Yeah. Is that where you learned how to jump?
Why jump? That's Van Halen.
Oh, Van Halen. There was a girl called Sarah. I'm not going to mention her last name, Baxter. And she tried to do a Van Halen jump off the kitchen table and she broke all her toes. And her dad was blind and he's the golf champion of England for blind golfers. Or so they say. So they told him.
It kind of explains a lot of England's sporting success, I would suggest.
I know. But maybe he wasn't. Maybe they just said, "Good shot, Brian." You know what I mean? Exactly. We had
another ball down in front of him. Oh, here you are. Here it is.
Another hole in one, Brian.
It was amazing how close you got that time.
this way, Brian. We had a blind piano tuner as well.
Oh, that's a fairly common thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the joke in our house was like, can we pay you by check? Anyway, that's not mentioned Sarah Baxter and her Van Halen job and her blind father.
Oh, God. Anyway. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you.
Hello, Sarah. I haven't seen you for years.
No,
your dad.
That is not so that.
No, it's inappropriate.
Yeah. Hey, we got some notes. I'm quickly moving it on. We got some notes.
Yes.
Shall I read them?
Yes, please.
Yes, right. So, James Gang. So the track we're going to look is 71, and it's Walk Away. And James Gang was from Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland rocks.
They invented the toothbrush in Ohio.
Why?
Because if it invented anywhere else, it would be a teeth brush. I think I've said that one before.
And I still
They've
don't
only
get
got
it,
one
anyway.
tooth, you see.
I
heard another
that
one
would be
say-
that wouldn't be Cleveland. That'd be like somewhere down
That's Ohio.
south. No,
That's Ohio. I heard another one. So sorry, we're in the middle of the notes. But what do you call a dog that does magic? A labracadabra cadoodle.
That's really terrible.
I know.
I don't. Can I get with the notes? Because I've hardly started.
Please.
Anyway, James Gang was from Cleveland, Ohio. Bass band that did not have much success on the pop charts, but a couple of their songs remain staples to this day on classic rock radio stations. Bachman Turner Overdrive. The band is probably best known as the launching pad for the guitarist Joe Walsh, who would go on to more success as both a solo artist and a member of the Eagles in the 70s. The biggest single James Gang had comes from their third album, titled Thirds. Written by Joe Walsh, it was one of two James Gang songs that you still hear play on these radio stations. It was the most successful single the band released, reached a modest peak position of 51 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 71. This video clip is taken from an appearance of James Gang made on a Bremen, Germany radio station.
Excellent. And also, Joe Walsh, he is a strange cat. He's a good cat. The more I kind of get to know his solo stuff, and then, he's really good.
Okay. All right.
He's not a flash in the pan. He does, yeah.
He has a bit of talent, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
He's done a few. All right, let's check out the James Gang then, in Ohio.
They're in Bremen right now, but they're from Ohio, apparently. So, yeah. But not anyway, it doesn't matter. No. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Taking my time, choosing my line, trying to decide what to do. Looks like my step, I don't wanna get off, 'cause I got myself hung up on you. Seems to me, you don't wanna talk about it. Seems to me, you just turn your pity on.
This is good.
Yeah.
That drummer. Yeah. I love that drummer.
Places I've known, think that I'm growing. Don't taste the same without you. Got my well-being, what else I've been. Find myself stuck without you. Seems to me you don't wanna talk about it. Seems to me you just do your bit, breathe the day.
Yeah. That drummer's really cool. Great. That was absolutely fantastic, Brian.
That was a good choice, Brian. Thank you. That was definitely our wheelhouse. And we shouldn't have been listening to Hawkwind. Well, we should always listen to Hawkwind, but maybe a little less Def Leppard on my part. Hello.
The song was really well written. Joe Walsh, absolutely fantastic, wasn't he?
It was. I love that sort of 70s three-piece rock band. Just straight up. There was. I mean, it wasn't sort of doing anything particularly new. It was like it was a great 70s track.
I'll tell you what they were doing. They were playing their instruments fucking well.
they were pretty good, weren't they? They had a certain knack.
There were only three of them. I mean, the drummer had no rest. He was around that kit. He was around and around like he was, I don't know,
around thing.
Yeah, and the bass player was keeping up with him. And Joe Walsh was absolutely fantastic. And he really strangled that guitar. That was excellent.
I loved his voice, Joe Walsh's voice.
Yeah.
That was that it was, I would love to hear a studio version of that now as well, I think. But I love the fact that was live and it was on a radio station or whatever. I think it started at a weird place and then I think maybe the video cut in a bit early or something. I'm not sure. Anyway,
I don't know. Also the beat, right? I've seen that. I saw. I've seen a lot of stuff on the beat. My old man's got a video from there as well. So
really?
I don't know if it's a radio station or. They managed to capture a lot of bands of that era. And I didn't know they were German either. So.
Oh, okay, all right. No, that was brilliant. It was really good. So, does that mean
time for scores? Laser scoreboard.
Hello. So for those who don't know, this is the Laser Scoreboard Mark III, because on this low-budget, high-entertainment channel, no expenses spared, and we have our Laser Scoreboard.
I mean, score out of 10. Actually, 10 each. Because we've just brought the Laser Scoreboard back after we had some supply chain issues, and we managed to finally get it in.
Fire it up again.
Fire it up. People were saying we should be scoring out of 100.
Well,
because it gives us more breadth.
Really? But if we do it just being a math nerd on
controversial, because everyone else then came in on the comments and said, "Oh yeah, we should do it out of 100. You should do it out."
Yeah, can we count above 10 though?
Yeah, no, but we could double it.
Okay, a quick question though. Let's say you give a score of 6.2.
That'd be 62.
That's like 62, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Wow, about 100 hours.
I mean,
I don't know. That's
or would we end up with 62.4? Oh my god.
I think there's more. Right, bear with me.
Okay, I'm trying to. Yeah.
There's more numbers than 100.
But it's I think someone would come up with a math term. about like these significant factors or something, like 6.2 or 62, it's the same thing, essentially.
Well, no, it's not. It's one thing. Anyway, that hot potato catch. We'll talk about that later. Let's go
If
back.
anyone's a maths major out there
Yes.
and they have thoughts on this, please advise. Numbers on a postcard. So,
Yes, and what we do is what we do now.
no potato jokes.
No potato jokes. We clear the scoreboard off at the end of the month. So
Well,
even though we
yes.
might have 100 numbers, we've only got a small scoreboard.
Exactly. I haven't got any space for it. 100 things. So
No.
it's all Anyway.
Right.
Well, after
let's do
that
this.
explanation,
Okay, so let's score this James Gang out of 100, out of 10.
out of
10
10,
each. 10.
10 each.
10
10.
each.
Okay, you go first.
You go.
I said it first.
All right. Okay. All right. It was a solid tune from the 70s. We had all the hair there. We had someone from Canned Heat on the drums. We had Joe Walsh, who was absolutely fantastic, and the bass player came up. We had psychedelic beat graphics. We had a guitar solo, and we had a drummer who's spinning around like he's done a lot of spinny stuff. So out of 10, I'm going to give that a 7.5.
You okay? All right. That's a fair score, I think. Yeah. Was he Canned Heat, that drummer?
No, but Blind Al from Canned Heat, he looked just like him.
He looked like him. Okay, all right. Just checking. All right, because he's the only one left.
But you know, but Canned Heat
Does
are
he
still
play
on
golf?
the road.
What?
The Canned Heat are still on the road, right?
Okay.
And they did a bundle tour on Wild Man, and I'll tell you a little secret. There's only one of them still left alive out of the whole band, and they're still out there touring.
Well, okay, all right. Any good? So, which one is it?
The drummer.
The drummer. Okay. Blind Al, did you say?
No, that was the thing he died many years ago.
Oh, sorry. So I'm done. And what did you say your score was?
7.5.
Okay, okay. Back to the plot. I think I'm going to go with a 7.7 because I did. It's a great strong track, 70s bliss. I'm going 7.7.
All right. Okay. So that's about out of 20. That's about.
Do you want to get a calculator?
47.
Yeah, exactly. 47. Yes. Yeah. No, get the calculator up. I'll just work this out. It's
right.
7.5, 7.7.
Yeah.
That's 15.2, I believe.
Correct.
You have no idea, do you? 15.2.
No.
So, should we see
Where
where it
does
goes?
that put it? Where does that put it?
Where's it put it? All right.
It went above Thin Lizzy. Oh,
It's-
sorry,
oh.
normal Lizzy. Normal Lizzy.
Normal Lizzy. Oh, there you go.
But I
But
tell you
it's
what, the
Jimmy Barnes and Joe Bonamassa, Bossamassa, it's under that. Fair enough.
the track we watched with Thin Lizzy, it wasn't their best track.
It wasn't the best. Wasn't yeah okay yeah. It was, but it was an interesting moment, I think, wasn't it? So,
I still feel
you know.
sorry about Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, that was the other guitarist in Thin Lizzy who had a backup.
Oh yes,
Moore.
that was Gary Moore was
Poor
awesome,
Scott.
wasn't he? Gary Moore was
Yeah.
Moore was made. The other one was
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, poor
nah.
Scott.
Poor
Yeah.
Scott.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, there you go. That I think that's adequately placed.
I think it's very scientifically, and that's it's either what a 15.2, or for those scoring out of 100 at home, 152.
There we go. And if anyone has got a new scoring system, because we did try sausages,
Yeah.
and
Volcanoes.
with Cumberland being the top, obviously, and Chipolata down the bottom, and we did volcanoes with Krakatoa at the top, and Mount St Helens every now and again.
Yeah. I
But
went
we
to the
moved-
Britwell Salome farm shop and had a Cumberland sausage while I was in England.
Did you?
It
How
was
was
the
it?
ultimate. It was the 100-pointer, mate. It was unbelievable.
Maybe we should go back to sausages, but we just ran out of sausages. And you can never run out of numbers, can you?
No, exactly. That's the whole point of numbers, isn't it? They just don't run out, do they? So, but
No, they're
sausages.
infinite. And sausages aren't infinite.
Anyway, back to our sponsors. The Britwell Salome farm shop does a lovely banger if you're ever there. So
Thank you, Britwell. All right. So join us on the next show. I don't know what we've got coming up. We're not doing a Wheel of Fortune. We're just plowing on through, aren't we?
Well, we've got a bit of catching up to do, which is my fault. I've been on holiday, and so we've got to catch up with some things people requested, and so our fate is being set already. But
Like and subscribe and all that stuff that the YouTubers say, and we will see you and the Laser Scoreboard Mark III on the next show. And thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Take care.
Bye.